Pemirsa, Rusia memandang Indonesia sebagai partner dan sahabat yang baik. Sebelum operasi militer digencarkan Rusia ke Ukraina, Menteri Luar Negeri Rusia, Sergei Lavrov, menelpon Menteri Luar Negeri Indonesia, Retno Marsudi. Berikut wawancara eksklusif iNews dengan Duta Besar Ukraina, Lyudmila Vorbieva. Is still about the crisis. We heard from Bapak Teguh Faizasya, Indonesian Foreign Minister spokespersons. We heard that Mr. Sergei Lavrov, Russian Foreign Affairs Ministers, has a phone conversation with Ibu Retno Marsudi just before the military operation. Could you please give us more information about that?
Well, actually, the topic of the phone conversation, it happened before actually the crisis came into full development, so to say, and the topic of the conversation, of course, was also to explain our position on Ukraine and on some bilateral issues that are of interest to both countries.
Your Excellency, my next question is still about the role of Indonesia. Do you think is it possible for Indonesia to be a mediator, ceasefire maybe?
You see, we are in direct contact with Ukrainians. We have our delegations are sitting face to face on the table, and we've heard a lot of appeals from various people, officials, and public in Indonesia to stop the war. And this reaction, it's an emotional reaction that is very normal for a normal person to be against war. No one wants war. A normal person will be against war. But this appeal, this request should be directed to the West that pushed Ukraine to get armed and to have this Russophobic policies and against the government, and this it should be addressed to the government of Kiev that was conducting a war for 8 years against their own people.
So, what is actually your expectation to Indonesian government related to the issue?
We see Indonesia as our good partner and friend in this region. Our cooperation with Indonesia has been developing in a very positive way for the last 30 years. So we really hope that this situation will not affect our very good bilateral relations with Indonesia, and that Indonesia people will understand the reasons for the actions we are taking in Ukraine.
Ma'am, a few days ago during the human rights session in Geneva, Minister Lavrov has condemned the EU for spreading this so-called Russophobia. Is it right?
Yes, absolutely. What is being done now by the West is a hysterical and Russophobic reaction when the sanctions are not only economic, but they affect cultural relations, for instance, or sportsmen. You know that the Russian Paralympics were banned from participating in the Paralympic Games in Beijing. And the decision was made under the pressure from the Western countries.
Madam Ambassador, do you have a TikTok account?
No, I don't.
I just want you to share that some of Indonesian TikTok followers recently saying "Ura" at the end of their TikTok videos. They mentioned that was taken from Putin. President Putin exclaimed. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that is actually a sign that the public in Indonesia do understand what is going on, and they are not labeling our country as aggressors. In fact, we're not launching a war, we're trying to end the war.
It's so interesting to see how Russia is getting more popular now among the local teenagers just from hearing one Russian word, "Ura," ma'am.
Yeah, I heard from my colleagues who have TikTok accounts about that.
Okay. I keep saying "Ura, ura, ura." Okay.
Ura, ura.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for your time. If I may say spasiba for your time, it's an honor for me to have you as my guest today. Pemirsa, kejar pencapaian vaksinasi 100%. Pemerintah Kota Bandar Lampung menggelar vaksinasi massal berhadiah minyak goreng. Informasi tersebut menjadi penutup jumpa kita di iNews Room Weekend. Mewakili kerabat kerja yang bertugas, saya Abraham Silaban. Pamit undur diri, terima kasih. Sampai jumpa.
Pemerintah Kota Bandar Lampung menggelar vaksinasi yang tersebar di 4 titik di wilayah Bandar Lampung. Pemkot juga menyediakan seluruh merek vaksin dengan jumlah 10.000 dosis vaksin dengan tujuan memudahkan masyarakat memilih sendiri jenis vaksin yang ingin disuntikan ke tubuh. Tidak hanya itu, Pemkot Bandar Lampung juga menyediakan hadiah minyak goreng bagi warganya yang bersedia divaksin.
Kan berarti masyarakat kita songkok dengan minyak ya. Nah kebetulan kan masyarakat juga butuh minyak. Kemudian kita juga alhamdulillah ada rezeki ya, kita beli minyak, kita bagikan kepada masyarakat yang memang belum pernah vaksin. Setidaknya untuk menggerakkan juga. Karena kan kadang-kadang nggak mau nih. Yang vaksin 1 aja banyak tuh.
Berdasarkan data dari situs resmi Kementerian Kesehatan, baru sekitar 75% warga Bandar Lampung yang telah divaksinasi. Setidaknya butuh 1,6 juta penduduk kota Bandar Lampung yang harus divaksinasi demi mencapai herd immunity.